Flores. Are you on?
Yes, I'm on.
Hi, welcome to MGN Radio.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're so excited. I mean, I don't know if you've been listening to the show. We've been chatting with Tanya, and, I said, hey, I can't wait till the doctor joins. So why don't you just give a brief bio for our listeners, talk about your background and what you specialize in.
Okay. Well, I was trained. Actually, I'm a native of Philadelphia, and I was trained and educated in Philadelphia. And just for a different way of life, I mean, we all know that the North is a little different than the South. Not better, not worse, just different. And I just wanted a different lifestyle, so I just decided to move south. Initially worked for 3 or 4 years in North Carolina, and subsequently a couple of years ago settled here in Atlanta. Has been working mostly on the south side of Atlanta, and decided to go ahead on and start my own practice up, as I was kind of noticing that while I was happy with my other job, that patients weren't necessarily getting what they needed. And when I say needed, I don't necessarily mean as far as medicine is concerned. I mean the time for conversation. I mean the understanding. I mean the comforting ear. They weren't necessarily getting what they needed, and I couldn't see all patients. So I said, I know exactly what brand of medicine I want to administer to women, especially African-American women, but all women. So I decided to go on and start my practice, and so we started Atlanta Premier OBGYN, which is over in the Cascade Heights area of Atlanta, right off of 285, and we call ourselves a women's health boutique. So we specialize in all areas of women's health, the health of it, the gynecology, obstetrics, mind, body, and soul. We encompass everything.
Wow. Do you do fertility and that too, or no?
We do some components of fertility. Once it gets to the point where it's a little bit more detailed, I do have another African-American woman who's actually the only African-American woman in the state of Georgia who does reproductive endocrinology as well as infertility, and we work very, very closely together. So I have very close networks, and I only refer to people who I trust and who I have a relationship with.
Wow, that's amazing. No, Doctor, we're very, very happy to have you on the show. Now, how did you first get involved with the V-Bar and Tanya?
Well, it's very, very interesting. Actually, I was looking at an interview, and I saw the V-Bar lady, and I'm like, the V-Bar lady? It's not very many words that start with the letter V. So as a gynecologist, I said the V-Bar lady. So I went to her website, I Googled her, I started to look her up, and I'm like, wait, I specialize in recurrent vaginitis. I specialize in fixing vaginitis. Who's this V-Bar lady? So I spoke with my publicist, and I said, I really want to meet this V-Bar lady. I want to hear what she's talking about. I want to hear the science or her logic behind what she's doing. And I like to talk to her, because if it's something that can add to what I'm giving my ladies, then by all means. But if not, then that's fine. And, she can kind of do her thing, and I'm going to continue to do mine. So when we met, and then we talked about exactly what the V-Bar did, and we talked about the chemicals behind certain tampons and pads and different perfumes. And I've always been a proponent with my patients when I treated vaginitis, don't use perfume soaps, don't use these things, don't use those things. Watch certain habits. I've always been a behavior counselor when it comes to vaginal health, because it's very important. And when she kind of was saying the same thing, and she said, well, this is what my product is, and this is what happens, and this is how it helps, I hear it. I hear the science behind it. I did some reading. I agree with it. But in order to endorse it as well as clear it for my patients, I needed to make sure it was okay. So I said, okay, well, let me use it. And I used it for about a couple of weeks, and I ran out. And I said, okay, this is not okay. I need it. I need it. I like it. I need it. It just made me feel better. I didn't have any problems, but I noticed a difference when I used it. And I do. I use it on my entire body. I use it on my face, and I'm very particular about my face. I mean, call it vain, but to me, clear skin is a huge indication of your health. So I spend a lot of time and a lot of money making sure my skin is healthy. So for me to put something on my face is huge. So once I ran out, I said, Tanya, I need some of this. We need to talk. We need to work together. We need to help these ladies. And I was what she needed, and she was what I needed to extend an additional component of treatment. Like I said, I specialize in recurrent vaginitis, so I have multiple level treatment, and the V-bar is certainly a component of that treatment.
Wow. Now, you said vaginitis for, like, normal, like for us who maybe didn't go to medical school. Like, could you break it down? What's vaginitis?
Well, I'll call it all the different names that I'm sure you guys have heard your doctors call it. Bacteria vaginitis, bacteria vaginosis, BV. Okay. It's all the same, but what it is it's an imbalance of bacteria in your vagina.
Okay.
And once you have an imbalance, it is really, really, really hard to get the balance back. And the balance can be the imbalance can be created by feminine hygiene products, which are never necessary, different types of soaps, bubble baths, body washes, different types of things, as well as not only your diet, but the diet of your partner. A lot of women come into the office, or for that aspect, they do not come into the office because a lot of women don't want me to tell them, hey, you have this particular thing, which will make them feel like their relationship is in jeopardy or their partner is doing something. No, more times than not, it's not about a sexual issue. It's about he's eating fried foods, he's drinking beer, he's drinking soda, he's drinking juice, he's not drinking water. So the pH or the level of acid of his semen, during intercourse, it disrupts the balance in your vagina. And it's not anything you're doing, but that's why you can't get rid of the vaginitis. So it is such a complex infection, and patients get tired of their doctor saying, here, take some of this medication and you should be fine. Take some of this medication. Well, they feel like, well, I'm always on that medication. I've done everything you told me to do. I changed my habits and I still have this. What's wrong with me? And, I didn't realize how common it was until I would see patients, and I would say to these patients, do you realize you have a vaginal odor? And 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 women would say no. And that means that it's so common, and they've had it for so long, they don't even notice it anymore. And that's not good.
Wow. So the soap, I want the soap, Tanya. You got to send me the soap. You can use it on your face. You can use it, a doctor endorses it. That is huge. So now, do you consider yourself like as an advisor for the V-Bar because of your medical expertise?
Well, for the most part, when I talk to women about the V-Bar, firstly, I'm not the expert on the V-Bar. I'm the expert on the conditions that it treats. So, yes, when women come and they're like, okay, I want to use the V-Bar, they have questions. They have questions about the infections. They have questions about their symptoms, about their discharge. Then, absolutely, we can talk about that. But if a woman says, well, the V-Bar this, and how is it going to make me feel? Those questions I defer to Tanya because it's her expertise. Not that I don't know the answers, but that's her expertise. But if they want to talk about the medicine of it and the health of it and ask health questions, absolutely, we can do that all day. By all means, no question is too embarrassing. No language is too graphic. Let's talk. We're women. We need these answers so that we can empower ourselves and keep these JJs healthy.
I love that. Now, Tanya, how does that make you feel when you hear Dr. Rogers endorsing your product? Speaking so highly of it. How does that make you feel as, entrepreneur, creator?
What I will say, I can't wait till your conference because that's what I've been doing for the past 10 years. Dreaming about someone endorsing my product because they believe in what it does. I'm like living a dream right now because she uses it. She's not someone who just, okay, well, you can make money off this. She uses it. And because she uses it, she understands the effect of it. So, I'm living a dream. I'm so humble. I'm so honored because with her, the red tape that's come down for so many opportunities. And you have not, it's so many things that's going to happen in 2013 that I can't even mention. It's amazing. But I am so honored, and I can't thank her enough. I cannot thank her enough. But we are about to take Georgia and the world by storm. That's all I can say.
Wow, exclusive. Please keep me in the, because, Dr. Rogers owning a business, she's kind of the example that we look for, like with speakers and Dare to Aspire. So, that's great. That's phenomenal. And I love the fact that you people, you're encouraging each other, supporting each other. What do you see as the future for the V-Bar? I know you can't mention, you say you have a lot of stuff in the works, but can you share with our listeners, is there any, like we know about the Walmart and Target, hopefully, what else, for the V-Bar?
Well, the thing that I am definitely looking for, I am looking for more reps in all states. I'm definitely looking for that. And when you become a rep for the V-Bar, if you are looking to leave your job, you will be able to do that. We don't have where it's a pyramid team. You are the rep. If you want to create a team with whoever, then that's up to you. There's no pressure, but I can tell you this. One of my reps, she started in January. She's always been in corporate America. Well, this is only November. She no longer works in corporate America, and she's a rep for an entire state right now. Let's just say that. So I'm looking to empower women to become self-sufficient, to become educated, to be, and the thing that stands out as far as my reps, what requires you to be a rep is that you use it and that you have your own personal testimony, because that's the script that you give. It has not. I don't hand out scripts. There's not a book that you follow. It's because see, if I could give you my experience, what it did to me, it allows me to get closer to the person. So what I'm finding is that my reps, they're building communities with their customers. So we're impacting the world. We're impacting families. We're impacting schools. We're impacting shelters. It's amazing. So I would like, to be honest, I'm looking to go international next year. That's where the V-Bar is going, international.
Name it and claim it. Name it and claim it. I love that. I love, and you mentioned the conference because it's all about visualizing success. That's our theme. And I love the fact that you're dreaming big. Now, one of the things that a lot of people want to know, I'm a woman listening to the show now or later, and I use your product. Is there anything in particular that you're looking for in, is there a initial cost if I want to be a V-Bar rep? Is there,
Okay, well, actually, what I found is that people kind of sell on different levels. You have some who are introverted, who only really want to sell to their friends and family. So my packages is really set up based upon how you sell. So if you go to www.thevbarrep.com, you can see which package would better work for you. Like those who own hair salons or who already have a following, I highly recommend the gold package. But then those who are scared to talk to people, you can just, you can stay in your little inner circle with your family. I recommend the intro package. So it's really based on you being able to, are you a person who's a risk taker or outgoing? It's based on that. So there's no pressure. If you want to just buy the package and use it for yourself, by all means, you can do that. And that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want any pressure. I didn't want you to be under a scope. You had to sell this amount or you had to get these type of people under you. We don't do that. So you sell at your own, once you purchase the package, you sell at your own pace. Whatever you do from that point on is strictly up to you. But we do have a standard. We do have a standard because this is about somebody's life. This is about somebody's health. So I've turned down about 80 reps thus far. So,
wow.
It's not just something that you get on board, and if money is your focus, you're definitely not going to be a rep. Because, see, what happens when money is your focus, you start saying a lot of different things that the product doesn't do. You get what I'm saying? And that's not what we're trying to create. We're trying to create a movement, and the movement has already started.
The movement has begun. I love it. And I agree with what you're saying, Tanya. I mean, with money is your focus, you start, the V-Bar is going to do this and that. And while it does a lot of great things, there is, like Dr. Rogers said, there are specific things that it does fight and help fight.
Exactly.
So I definitely agree with that. And I love the fact that you have the different levels. And like you said, if you go to the vbarrep.com, you can see the different levels. What's just on average? What is it retailing for? Like, what's the price point of
actually, you can start the first rep. I think it's the intro. A pack is $125 for 25 bars, and they're sold anywhere from $11 to $15. So you're making your money back hand over fist. And we do not take a commission of what you make. Let me make that clear. We do not.
You know, and I'll be honest with you, and Dr. Rogers can probably attest too for us that I shop in Sephora, and I'll tell you, for the soap and products, I just bought this product for my face that costs around $8,500, and my face is broken out. And I'm like, I have a conference next week. I was telling my husband, he said, stop using that stuff. And I'm like, it's like, I need the V-Bar. I need the V-Bar, and I will be like a walking commercial because, I love all the stuff that it does. I think it's good. Now, Tanya, one last question. Your packaging. I love the way, who helps with that? Like the way it's packaged and the logo.
I do everything. I do everything that you see, I do. So, yeah. I just want to share a couple of things with your listeners because I know time is running. I had some reps, two of my favorite reps, Dawn and Monisha. They're going to be at the Eagle Fest. That's going to be at Atlanta Station tomorrow and Sunday. So please go out and see them. You can pick up the V-Bar there. And me and Dr. Tasha is going to be doing an in-store demo November the 11th, which is on a Sunday from 2 to 4 at Homegrown Decatur. The V-Bar is sold there. That is 412 Church Street, Decatur. It's across from Java Monkey. But you can come, you can call us, you can ask Dr. Tasha any questions, you can pick up samples. But please come out November the 11th at Homegrown. And I'm definitely looking forward to your conference because me and Dr. Tasha will be there too. And yes, we do have some goodies that we will be giving out at your conference. And thank you.
Let's put that information, Tanya, on our Facebook page to let people know, especially the one right after the conference. We'll mention it at the conference, as well as the one tomorrow, because some people in Atlanta, might want to stop by and, meet Dr. Rogers as well as you. Yeah. No, time is winding down. We have a few minutes left. Want both of you, because Dr. Rogers, you are an entrepreneur. You own your own practice. And Tanya, you are an entrepreneur. I want to hear from both of you, any advice to, maybe somebody that's listening that's like, wow, I want a soap line or I want to own my own practice but hasn't done it yet. Do you have any words of wisdom that you can share? Dr. Rogers, you want to go first?
Yes. The first thing I have to say is, once you find a dream, you run with it. The first thing you do, and it sounds asinine, but you write it down. There are a few dream killers out there, and that is hoping that other people will believe in you more than you believe in yourself. If this is a dream that you want, you have to live your dream. You have to walk your dream. Everything you do has to go toward your dream. If you're like, I want this big, fabulous situation that requires you being a respectable person, well, I'm sorry, you can't be on the Internet, pop locking and making it rain and doing all kinds of foolishness. And it's fine to do it. I'm not judging it. But those things are going to come back on you. So what I'm saying is everything that you do in life has to move you toward that particular goal. You have to live that goal, and it is not going to be easy. And if you are on your way to your dream, you are going to reach obstacles. So if you don't reach any obstacles, you really need to be concerned about what direction you're going in. So the point is that it's not going to be easy, but it is certainly going to be possible. And when it is possible, you can be a blessing to somebody else. You can give things that you may not be able to give when you're working. Like I said, for Atlanta Premier, I'm not just a doctor's office. When you come in, it's luxurious. It's crystal chandeliers. It's hardwood floors. It's jazz playing. It's, would you like some cold water? Would you like to have a snack? And then you get my undivided attention. And I tune into you, so regardless of what you're saying, I can really zone in and say, okay, so what you're saying is you think he has sex with somebody else and you just want to come in and get checked out. It's okay to just say that to me. So, I mean, it's a comfortable environment where you get quality care, you're listened to, and you want to come back because it's beautiful. So that's what I wanted to give to my patients. But working for somebody, I couldn't do that. So the point is that realize your dream, know what it is, and just fight and push through it. And if you work hard enough, you will get there. Diligence outdoes smarts any day. You have to give your due diligence, you have to pay your dues, and you just have to work hard, and it can be done.
It can be done. Powerful. Absolutely. I love that. I mean, Dr. Rogers, you are great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, Tanya, I mean, you too. I mean, you have a lot of experience. You're creating your own path with the V-Bar. Any advice for, women, moms, just people who want to create their own business,
The first thing I'm going to say is look at the people that you hang around, because the people that you hang around is where your life is going to remain. I say owning your own business and living your dream, it's a mindset. One of the most powerful books that I actually just read is How Rich People Think. Get that book, and you're going to, when I say change your life, you're going to change your life. Always feed your mind. Get around people who are 10 times advanced than you. Get around people who always make you grow. And keep the haters close, because they are actually your cheerleaders. Love the rejection letters as well as the yes letters. That keeps you humble and balanced. But don't ever let somebody tell you that your idea or your dream it won't work or it's too small, because that's what God gave you. I say run with it and get with people who are going to encourage you. Put yourself around people who are doing either what you do, or write that person. If someone is doing what you want to do, write that person and ask them, can you be my mentor? Because that's what I did. I don't have family members who know what millions are. I don't have that. I don't have nobody in my family I can go sit and say, well, how did you invest your millions? So I had to reach out to someone who made millions of dollars. I had two wonderful mentors. So I say, live your dream, go with the top of the line, and don't be afraid to step out. All I can say is, majority of the time, a job is not secure. They can fire you tomorrow. So the very thing that your gut, the very thing that's in your gut that you keep wanting to do, that you love to do for free, is the very gift that God gave you to share with the world. So live your dream.
And I'll add this to what Tanya is saying, because that actually is a springboard. The one thing that, my bishop actually said to me, I'm not trying to get religious, I don't want to offend anybody, but what he said is God does not take you from a place of comfort to more comfort. He takes you from a place of comfort. He makes you uncomfortable to make you more comfortable when you were. When I started my practice, I stepped out on faith and I quit my job. So it was hard to be able to, I could write a check for anything I wanted to, and I have to be on a budget so that I can pay all of my bills. And that was difficult, but where I am now, makes up for all of those things. So don't be afraid to step out on the limb, because you might just realize that you can fly when that limb breaks under you.
Wow. These are powerful. Go ahead, Tanya.
And don't wait for everything to line up, because it's not going to happen. I got to get this together. I got to get that together. You're going to be saying that 10 years from now.
Yeah, and what I love, these are nuggets that as people listen to the show later or now, you can really reflect on on what you're saying. But, a question came in, and this is more for the doctor. They're like, oh, you're a doctor, you're making a lot of money, so you quitting and starting a job. It's different from somebody who maybe has nothing. But I wanted to ask you, Dr. Rogers, can you break it down for maybe the people that are like, oh, she's a doctors are rich anyway. Can you share some of your challenges to make it more, that it wasn't easy? for you, even being a doctor?
Yeah. Yeah, first of all, let me just dispel that rumor. Doctors are not rich. Let me say it again. Let me put it in light. Let me put it in sparkling light. Doctors are not rich, okay? I mean, the reality of the situation is, I'm going to be honest, we're usually, more comfortable than the average person. But being a physician, you acquire larger bills. Your bills are larger than if that's not what you did. So the point is that when you say, I quit my job, well, you run through those savings funds faster than anybody else would because your bills are larger. And I don't care who you are, when you have more going out than coming in, you run into some problems.
Yep.
But if you focus on where you are versus where you want to go, then you're going to have some problems. If you focus on what you don't have versus what you do have, you have a pessimistic view, which is a negative view, which means that that's the energy that you're going to bring back to yourself, negative energy. There were times that I had things that weren't paid. I still push forward. I got to get this done. I got to get the contractor. I got to do this. I got to do that. And those things got done. But if I had a pessimistic view and just stayed stuck on what I couldn't do or what I didn't have, I would have never gotten to the next level. So it's not any easier because I was a physician. It's the same situation. It's just like I said, you have bigger bills, so it's actually sometimes more troublesome. But the reality of the situation is your determination to push forward that decides whether you succeed, not how much money you have.
Yes.
That's true. Tanya, did you want to add anything about, when you said, hey, I'm done, I'm stepping out on faith with the V-Bar? What challenges did you have?
I definitely want to add. What people don't know is that to get the money up to do the hair show, I was actually homeless, living in the airport at the time.
Wow.
Wow.
Determination. Yet I know what it is to be homeless. So that's why it's nothing that can come in my path that's going to stop me.
Well, we're going to have both of you say a few words and dare to inspire, because you are inspiring, and I know you're going to inspire others that, maybe, are going through or wanting to start a business or just, inspiring for a product, their own line of soap or whatever. I mean, I'm so humbled. We have 1 minute left in the show. Please, both of you, can you just say how to contact you again? Tanya, do you want to start? How to get the V-Bar, your email, everything?
They can actually reach me on www.thevbarlady. I do have the V-Bar Lady fan page on Facebook and at the V-Bar Lady on Twitter. And the V-Bar Lady is always everywhere. So if you see where I'm coming to your town, please by all means reach out. I love to talk to people. And if you have any questions, by all means email us.
Awesome. And Dr. Rogers? How can people get a hold of you?
You guys can reach me on Twitter at @AskDrTasha. You can also reach me online at www.askdrtasha.com. The website for the practice is atlantapremier.net. And if you guys don't have access to the Internet, smartphone, whatever the case may be, everybody has a telephone. The number to the practice is 404-747-6565. And we'd be more than happy, and hopefully that you'll join our family.
Wow, that's amazing. Yay. Thank you so much. Yay, we made it happen. Thank you so much for your time. We're going to see both of you next weekend. And, I can't wait till I get my V-Bar.
I can't wait for you to